Hello and welcome back to the Human Manual. I am your host Ankit, and I am back after a few weeks. I have not been making videos for a few weeks because of my busy schedules with my assignments and projects, and since my load has reduced a little bit, so I have decided that at least I will be making one videos per week so that both you and me get benefited. So I will start from the text where we left. We had completed till text 15 of the second chapter, and therefore we will continue with the 16th text of the second chapter, where Krishna is speaking to Arjuna the following text. And before we continue, yes, we shall pray so that we get blessed from the Almighty, and our knowledge, we get the eternal knowledge, will so that our life can improve, we can grow in our life. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksasurulmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So we will continue with the text 16 of the second chapter, where Krishna is speaking to Arjuna the following verse. Na sato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sataha ubharyopi drishto nitastva anayostattva darsibhi, which means, the English translation of this verse is, those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, which is the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, which is the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna that those who are the seers of the truth, those who are the seekers of the truth, those who know what is absolute truth, they have concluded that of the non-existent, which is the material body, they consider that this material body is non-existent because it gets perished over time. It is growing old, the changes are happening inside the body, and at the death the body is getting perished, which is this material body is of no endurance, while the eternal thing, which is the soul, the Atma of the body, which remains constant, which no one can harm or destroy or can be changed in any way, that is known as the soul, that is the Atma of the body, that is the living force inside the body. So they are saying that this eternal part doesn't change. It has all the endurance inside it, and therefore it doesn't change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both the material body, which gets perished over time, and also the Atma. After studying the nature of both, they have concluded that the non-existent, that is the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, which is the soul, there is no change. Now we will read the purport of this text so that we can better understand the real meaning behind this particular text. Purport: there is no endurance of the changing body. That the body is changing every moment by the actions and reactions of the different cells is admitted by modern science, and thus growth and old age are taking place in the body. This we all know. All the scientists, all the medical persons, everyone knows that this body is changing from the moment it appears inside the womb of a mother till the time of death. But the spirit soul exists permanently. The Atma exists permanently, which is the living force, which is giving the life to this body. That exists permanently, remaining the same despite all changes of the body and the mind. The mind can change, the body can change, but this soul, this living force, The Atma never changes, it remains permanent. That is the difference between the matter and spirit. So that is the difference between matter, which is the material body, and the spirit, which is the eternal soul, the Atma, the living force. By nature, the body is ever changing and the soul is eternal. This conclusion is established by all classes of seers of the truth, both impersonalists and personalists. So not just the impersonalists but also the personalists. Everyone has concluded that this is the difference between the matter and the spirit, the material body and the soul. That material body is temporary, it will get perished, but the soul, the Atma, the living force, is permanent, it is eternal. Even in the Vishnu Puran, the text mentions Jyotimsi Vishnur Bhuvanani Vishnuh, which means Vishnu and his abodes all have self-illuminated spiritual existence. The word existent and non-existent refer only to spirit and matter. That is, existent is what? The eternally existing thing is the soul, and non-existent is the matter. That is the version of all seers of the truth. This is the beginning of the instruction by the Lord to all the living entities who are bewildered by the influence of ignorance. So there are three modes of material nature. One is Sattva Gun, which is the mode of goodness. The other one is mode of passion, which is the Rajogun. And the third one is the Tamas or Tamogun, which means the mode of ignorance. So this is the worst mode of material nature. So this is the beginning of this text is the beginning of the instruction by the Lord to the living entities. So who are the living entities? We are the living entities. And we are all bewildered by the mode of ignorance, the mode of tamas. Removal of ignorance involves the re-establishment of the eternal relationship between the worshipper and the worshipable, and the consequent understanding of the difference between the part and parcel living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how can this ignorance be removed? This ignorance, this mode of ignorance, which is tamogun, can be removed by re-establishing the eternal relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Soul himself. Who is the Supreme Soul? Who is the Supreme Personality? He is Vishnu himself, he is Narayan, he is Krishna, and we are the part and parcel of him. By re-establishing this relationship, by getting the realization of this relationship, we can get out of the mode of ignorance, that we are the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and he is the whole Supreme. From him we have been born. So when we realize that this is the relationship, this is the eternal relationship between him and us, then we will get out of the mode of ignorance. One can understand the nature of the Supreme by thorough study of oneself. Now there is a clue that one can understand the nature of the Supreme by thorough study of oneself. The difference between oneself and the Supreme being understood as the relationship between the part and the whole. It is being said in this purport that if you want to understand the nature of the Supreme, then you have to first understand yourself. Why? Because we are the part and parcel of him. So even though we are minute, but we are still the part and parcel of him. If we take, suppose, 1 ton of or 100 kg of gold, and we take out one part, 1 gram of that gold, will the quality of gold change? No, right? But the difference is in the quantity. That 1 gram in front of 100 kg of gold is nothing. It's next to nothing. The quantity is next to nothing, but the quality is the same.